On today's episode of Bet Bath and Beyond, somebody won the jersey giveaway.
It was
not you.
I won. Insider trading.
False, fake
collusion.
News. So we are also going to go over the last Thursday matchup because we fucking recorded before the Thursday matchup. I know it feels like it was forever ago, but we'll talk about that.
It was forever
We're going to review.
I don't want to talk about it.
It's too bad because it's my team. Fuck you. We're going to review all the Sunday shenanigans from the week before. We got my 10-team parlay.
I do want to talk.
Yeah, I know you want to talk about that.
I want to talk about that.
I have I finally have gotten around to delving a little bit more into some DFS stuff. I got a guide for you people. And then we go into our Pick'em contest. Do you have anything else you want to
add? We will be previewing week 4.
Yeah, week 4.
Oh my God. Is it already
week 4? It's already week 4.
Thank God they added another game. So it's not technically a fourth of the way.
I think it breaks down to sixths now. Something like that. Anyway, let's get into it.
We're a 6th. 3, 2, 1, go. I am Ian Peacock.
And I am Andy Heidemann. And I hate sports betting. No matter what you say, I'm betting 100 on it tonight.
Welcome to Bet Bath and Beyond.
Brought to you by B3T Sports.
.com, baby.
.com, man. I tell you what.
Choo, 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 choo. Do we have to talk about Thursday night game? Do we have to talk about it?
We do.
Literally over a week ago. It was so long ago.
We do have to talk about it, but first, I got to let people know they can find us on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. Go ahead and rate us on Apple Podcasts. Subscribe to us on YouTube. More content like this at b3tsports.com. And unfortunately, right now is the only time that you can't sign up for the free jersey giveaway because it is concluded. Today is the end. Somebody's won the jersey. There will be another one in October, though. So check in tomorrow.
Every month.
We're giving away a free NFL jersey.
It's expensive.
It is getting expensive, but it's for the people.
From the NFL shop, too. It's not like we're getting these from China.
No, of course not.
And they're like a third or fourth of the cost. This is from the official NFL store.
Authentic, genuine.
I mean, it's expensive.
But
it's expensive.
Would you like to know who the winner is?
Yeah, I thought it was me, but who actually won? Soundboard.
We did it twice. Rob White is the winner. We're going to reach out to Rob here after the show. Hopefully we'll get in contact with him and we will get him his jersey of his choice.
All right.
That's that. That's the whole thing. We have a soundboard now, so you guys are going to get real annoyed with that. I can't wait.
My buddy is calling me. Should I answer?
No. Well, maybe. We can always cut it.
He's going to listen. He's talking.
Who is it? Who is it? Do I know him?
It's my buddy who lives in Chicago. He's a big sports bettor. He starts with a G. Starts with a G is his name. But this isn't about sports betting. He's actually calling me about NFTs and the blockchain. He's talking to me about crypto, and he's really harassing me. He's harassing me. He doesn't watch us, so I can fucking put him on blast. But he's been harassing me because he wrote his seed phrase in his computer on his notes app. He typed it in on his notes app. Don't do that, people who have wallets.
Right.
Do not type your seed phrase anywhere in your computer. Don't store it on your notes app, which is connected to the internet. So I was like, yeah, just get a new hardware wallet, get a new ledger. It's like $50, right? And now he's like annoying me. He's like, do I have to? But what if? Well, what if this? What if that? I'm like,
my favorite thing about
fucking new wallet.
My favorite thing about advice like that is like when you give it, and then they're like, they're asking you about it because they are clearly worried, they are clearly concerned, but not enough to they want you to confirm that it's all right though. I'm the exception. No,
it's not. All right.
It's not.
It's not all right. You typed it into your computer. and you stored it on your notes.
But you get to feel good because you've done all you can do. I mean, I guess you could buy him a new fucking wallet, but I mean, that's a little far. No, exactly.
I will not. I'm already buying people jerseys. I'm already buying people fucking NFL jerseys from the official NFLshop.com, which we are very happy to do.
Absolutely.
We're very happy to do it. So
speaking
keep
of
entering in the contest, maybe you will win.
Maybe you'll win. And speaking of, Rob won when he gets his jersey. I want everyone to know that when you get it,
wait, Rob, our producer,
no,
won?
not this won. Robbie. That if it was unless he's got an alias. But if you win and you
what if it was actually Robbie, dude, our producer Robbie? What if he was like, they'll never know. I just used a different last name, but I just kept my first name because who would do that?
It's super funny though, because we would know because he's already said he's not an NFL guy. So he'd show up to one of these things like wearing a jersey and it'd be like, that's a little weird. Where'd you get that?
Well, he's a Panthers fan.
He is a Panthers fan.
So we know that if the guy orders a Panthers,
we have to be on the lookout.
Then it's Robbie.
But
it's definitely Robbie.
Let's say, for example, just for the sake of argument, let's say Robbie did win it. If he were to wear it and take a picture of himself and tag us on social media, he's going to get entries into October's contest. That's what we're doing here, folks.
Oh, really? So like a nice little head start.
A nice head start. So if you were in on September's contest and you won and you get the jersey, you go ahead and tag it. You post a picture of yourself wearing it. You tag us on Twitter. You do a picture on Instagram. For each different kind of social that you do, we're going to give you 10 entries into October's contest. So make sure you do that, Rob.
Sheesh.
But that's all we got for the jersey contest. Now we're going to talk about Thursday night because it's important to me. And there's not
I can't really remember it, so
there's not a lot to talk about. Davis Mills, his neck is super long. I don't know if you saw any of those memes floating around or no. I'll see if I can find one. There's one that we tweeted one from the B3T Sports Twitter account. Let me see if I can find it so you can see it because it's fucking hilarious. Everyone was saying to take your next pick, NECKST, with DraftKings, and I don't know. I thought it was funny. The Panthers also.
Well, how about we talk about real stuff? How about we talk about real things from that game, as in Christian McCaffrey going down with an injury? What should fantasy owners do, Andrew? What should fantasy owners do if they have CMC on their RB1?
You fucking go and get Chuba Hubbard off the waiver wire because he's the guy they drafted this year, and he looked like he had great usage when McCaffrey went down, and he's better than Mike Davis was. And Mike Davis last year got a ton of production because the Panthers aren't going to change their offensive scheme just because they don't have Christian McCaffrey. They're going to continue to run the same scheme, which means Chuba's going to get a lot of volume. Now, it's going to be like a 1, 2, 3 week rental. It's worth more to you as the Christian McCaffrey owner. But even if you're not the McCaffrey owner, like, for example, I have a league where I'm playing the McCaffrey owner this week. I spent a lot of money to get Chuba. So that way I would have a starting running back and they would have nobody. Because if you have the first round pick, you got McCaffrey. You didn't get another shot even at a running back until the 212 in your drafts. So unless you've made some trades, you probably do not have a stellar running back core paired with McCaffrey. So that's what I would be doing. Why, do you have Chris McCaffrey in any of your leagues?
I do not. I did not have the number one. I do have Saquon, who we can talk about when we talk about Sunday's games. It feels like he's coming back. It feels like he's finally coming back. Took him a couple games to get there, but I felt happy with his performance on Sunday.
Yeah, they've been ramping him up slowly. It makes a lot of sense. And he had a major surgery. He tore ligaments in his knee. It's amazing that he is able to play when he is. We knew it was going to be a slow start. He delivered against Atlanta. I think he's going to be fine for fantasy.
Thank God.
Yeah, thank God. The other thing is, this is not fantasy related, but CJ Horn, the guy who was our Panthers first round draft pick, guy who took over Justin Fields, he broke his foot. He's probably out for season unless we make like a deep playoff run. So
that's not good because you guys are undefeated.
We are currently undefeated. So
you gotta stay healthy, now Andrew. You gotta stay healthy. I don't know who's running the show down there, but you guys gotta stay healthy.
We did trade Dan Arnold, our tight end, to the Jacksonville Jaguars, who tried to get him in free agency, but he rather signed with us. And we traded him for CJ Henderson, the first round pick 2 years ago, to the Jags, who's a cornerback as well. If he's good, because he hasn't really performed that well for them, but they also don't really have a team. They're kind of just chickens out there running around. So if he's in an actual system, I would love to see how well he could adjust. I mean, he has a first round draft pick. I mean, that's a lot in the NFL. So if he's good, I like that a lot, especially next year when Horn's back. We will have phenomenal players in our secondary with Chin, Horn, Henderson, and then we Action Jackson. So I'm hyped for the next year too. I think this defense can be really good. We play.
Okay.
Yeah. What's up?
Are we done? No.
Yeah.
I just want to be done with the Thursday. I want to be done talking about the Panthers. I want to be done talking about a game that happened literally a week ago. I'm done, Andrew.
Well, not quite a week. We got a couple hours, but we are done. And we're going to go through the injuries really quick from last week because these kind of fucking sucked. Christian McCaffrey, hamstring. AJ Brown, hamstring. Julio Jones, hamstring. CJ Horn, broken foot. Darius Slayton and Sterling Shepard, both hamstrings. Giovanni Bernard, he hurt his knee. James White hurt his hip. It's probably going to end his season. And then KJ Hamler tore his ACL.
That sucks. I have Hamler.
Yep.
And
he was doing pretty well, especially with Judy out. So
fuck. God damn it.
Oh, who's on? Like, is he like a wide receiver too or something?
No, Andrew, I don't want to talk about this. No, he's not my wide receiver.
Well, you sounded upset.
Even in our dynasty league. Well, because he's an up and comer and he's been hurt.
Yeah.
I feel like he got hurt last season too. And yeah, look, I just don't want to deal with this. My dynasty team that we're in a league together, it's obviously shit right now. And I just don't need this. It's adding insult to injury. It's rubbing salt on the wound. I don't want it anymore, Andrew. I'm done. Let's keep this fucking train rolling. Who announces the injuries before we even go over the game?
Well, I want people just to know.
Let's start over all the shit that happened this weekend.
Well, because we're going to lead into the good stuff, like Justin Tucker.
Let's talk about Justin Tucker. Great segue, Andrew. You. Justin Tucker. Okay, first off, let's talk about the Lions and the Ravens. I'm a huge Ravens fan, so this is the only game I really care about. It was a noon game.
It was a noon game.
First slate game. Now, we had the Lions on the ropes the entire game. We were leading the entire game. It pretty much, our defense shut down Goff the entire first half. Then our defense kind of fell apart in the second half, and that's when Goff was able to kind of lead the team back and basically lead the game, right, with time expiring. We had 1 minute left. Okay.
Sure.
Now, before I talk about the final drive, which was amazing, and before I talk about Lamar Jackson, who was amazing pretty much the entire game, he was throwing dimes.
Yes, he was, which leads into a question I have. Hollywood Brown dropped a couple of homer touchdowns. Now, I'm not concerned about him. I think his usage has been great.
He dropped three.
At least two of those would have been like homers. Like, I mean, because he's got the speed to definitely get there. Are you nervous about this, or is this just a blip? Like, forget it, whatever. Because
I am going to speak as a fan. I think that this is a blip. I genuinely believe that this is a blip. He's been solid the first two games of the season.
Yeah.
Okay, I know it's only two games.
Well, he was good the last half of last season
sounded
as well.
A little silly.
So I mean, it's like it was leading into.
You got to use your soldiers. Okay. Now, I think this was a blip. He hilariously. I mean, this wasn't even like it was hilarious how easy these drops were. Like, it was on his hands. It wasn't like one of those fingertips where it's like, oh, maybe if he dove. Like, these were literally straight into his hands dropping. Sammy Watkins had a drop as well. I mean, Lamar should have had at least 3 throwing touchdowns. He had one. He had one to Duvernay, which was a great pass and a great catch by Duvernay. But he should have had at least 3 that entire game. He was throwing dimes. And people who don't watch the Ravens, which I'm sure there are plenty of people out there that just want to hate on Lamar, they'll be like, yeah, well, you only had 1 touchdown pass and you guys almost lost to the Lions and you had to have the greatest kicker of all time bail you out. The fact of the matter is we should have been leading by 2 touchdowns the entire game.
No, I agree.
Sammy should have caught his touchdown. Definitely Hollywood Brown should have caught his 2 touchdowns, maybe even 3. So third one's up in the air.
You could definitely tell watching the game that, once he dropped that first one, the other 2, he was just in his own head. Like that wasn't like, it's not like,
for sure.
And now here's the thing that does concern me. Not like as a Ravens fan, because this is actually a good thing, but Bateman should be back soon. So if
he's practicing,
yes, so
he's practicing.
If Hollywood this week has another drop like that, or like has another mental, there's a solid chance that Lamar's like, I gotta look at Bateman right away and get him into the mix, as opposed, and try to force him the ball, as opposed to going, I know Hollywood's my guy. So again, as a Ravens fan, that's not so bad because you want more options. But like for fantasy, that's an interesting look at, because people are wondering, should you be scared of Hollywood Brown? So.
Scared as in
like can you trust him on a week-to-week basis? Because after the first 2 weeks, it's like, yeah, he's getting all these targets, but it's like if he's not catching them, you can't throw that into your.
Yeah, I'm sure the defenses aren't scared of him.
No, yeah, exactly.
You shouldn't be scared of Hollywood Brown if you're a cornerback, because if he blows right by you, you're probably good. He'll just drop it. But let's talk about the final drive of the game, because the final drive was incredible. We were down 4th and 19. Okay, with under a minute left, no timeouts, which was very stupid because we challenged a timeout. We challenged one of the Lions' catches that was very easily and obviously a catch on the previous possession, and we lost a timeout. So we shouldn't have even been scrambling as much as we did at the end of the game, but apparently he had to challenge that stupid, ridiculous call. And it, of course, ended up going the other way. We lost the challenge. We lost our timeout, so we only had 2. So then Lamar throws it to Sammy beautifully, 4th and 19. Sammy gets it. For some reason, though, he has a clear shot to go out of bounds. Doesn't. So he runs towards the middle of the field. I get that he was trying to get more yards, but I mean, know where you are, know that you don't have any timeouts. Just run out of bounds, right? Because then we could have at least gotten 2 or 3 more plays, short, sideline plays that maybe 5 or even 10 yards would have – exactly. But, of course, all of this was destiny, because who else but Justin Tucker to come out with time expiring, 66 yards, an NFL record, which broke Prater's field goal kick.
What was it, 64?
Who used to play for the Lions? 64, yes. So 2 solid yards on that record.
Yeah, and it was a good kick.
Hits the crossbar. It was dead center.
Yeah, it was a great
dead
kick.
Center, it hits the crossbar. Kick. Did you watch this live?
No, I didn't see it live. I've only ever seen highlights. I was not, because I was actually, you don't know this, I don't think, but I was at the Vikings game on Sunday. So
I actually do know this because I saw it on. I did see it on Facebook. Was that like a spur of the moment?
It was. A friend of ours. Alec, the B3T analyst.
He works for B3T.
His wife got in contact with somebody who was like selling tickets for cheap, and they were kind of like, they weren't like nosebleed, but they weren't like up close in person. They were good seats, but they weren't great seats. But they were cheap, and we were like, man, do we really want to? They were excited because they haven't gone to a game yet this year. Actually, his wife has never been to a game. Me and Alec went to a Vikings game last year. Anyway, we were like, oh man, should we go? And we talked about it for like a minute. And I'm like, I'm so tired. I'm just getting off the trip from hell. But it is an NFL game.
Were you able to go last year during COVID?
Yes, you could go last year. Or maybe it was 2 years ago. Sorry, I apologize. It was 2 years ago. It had to have been. See, I'm losing a year off my life, dude.
I know, it's the same thing with me. I feel like last year didn't really happen. When I say last year, I actually mean 2019, before the pandemic. Because when we went to the Ravens game 2 weeks ago, I felt like we were just there last year. It was 2 years ago. And so that was the same. that was the same season that you also went to the Vikings.
Right, exactly.
So you're kind of doing this thing where you're going to Baltimore.
To be fair,
and then you're going to Minnesota.
It makes way more sense that I would go to Vikings games because it's like a 2.5-3 hour drive to get there, go to the game, and then like drive back. Like it's a trip, but it's like it's the closest stadium I have to me. Well, yeah, it's the closest stadium I have to me. The second closest is probably either Chicago or Kansas City. So like,
what about Green Bay?
I think Green Bay's further. I actually don't know.
5 hours further because the Bears are
5
hours.
Bears are 5 hours, and the Chiefs are 5 hours. So,
can we get Robbie on this? Could we get Robbie on this? Maybe like see the distance between. Let's see.
Robbie, would you let us know how far away the Green Bay Packers Stadium is from? Do I want to say where I'm at? Yeah, fuck it. From Cedar Falls, Iowa. We can bleep that if we have to.
Damn,
well, he needs to know the distance.
You just doxed yourself.
He needs to know the distance.
I mean, he knows where you live, right? He knows where you live. Do you have to say Cedar Falls?
Well,
you doxed yourself.
Okay, but here's the other thing I want to talk about while he's doing that. So, yeah, great win. The Ravens should have been up like 2 touchdowns. We know that. However, I do want to bring up the Lions play every team fucking hard. Like that is a team that has bought into their new head coach, and everyone was making fun of Campbell like originally because he's like, I want to bite off your kneecaps, which is funny.
He's a meathead.
But the team has bought into it. They got a new quarterback in Goff. I think that if they get an all right draft pick next year and they get Okuda back from IR, they might not be a bad team. They're definitely going to be better than the Bears. They're going to beat the Bears this week. We'll talk about that, but. Is there anything more you want to talk? Is there anything more you want to talk about with the Ravens game?
No, just I'm so happy that it hit the crossbar and went the other way as opposed to going out. When I saw it hit real time, I thought that it had bounced off of the field goal after hitting the post, and I was very sad. And then all of a sudden I saw it hit the net. You could see it hit the net and the ripple of the net. And then all of a sudden I went fucking insane. It was a very like 0 to 60 swing trades of emotions. And it was just amazing. It was amazing. Good for Justin Tucker. I mean, I think this isn't a hot take. Justin Tucker is the best kicker of all time.
I mean, maybe. I don't know. It's Vinatieri. I mean, think about like.
I mean, do you not like stats? Do you not like being the most accurate kicker of all time? Do you
but I mean, like everyone to
back up
but why? It's such a weird thing to talk about because everyone like we talk about all the time how stats are important, but also how rings are important. But like you would never say that for a kicker. But I've been seeing that a lot on Twitter talking about Vinatieri, right? And Tucker, just because like it's, I guess, yeah. I mean,
Tucker has.
No,
one.
He does. No, I'm just saying like, the whole idea of it is interesting because I don't think about rings when I talk about kickers or even linemen. I don't really think about rings. Do you? It's always wide receivers, running backs, quarterbacks.
I don't even think of it when it comes to why. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I don't really think it comes down to anything besides the quarterback because the quarterback has the ball
every play
more than any other player on the field. Yeah. And so it really just, that is their stat. If you want to talk about great quarterbacks, they're the ones. I mean, you could be Calvin Johnson, you can be Julio Jones and be just on a really good team and you're not getting the ball. And maybe it's the quarterback's fault and they're not passing it to you or for whatever reason, but the quarterback gets the ball every play on offense. That's why rings are so important.
Robbie, it looks like you got the info.
I do. I also want to just come in real quick if I can say I agree with Ian because when you talk about Calvin Johnson or Julio Jones, when you talk about how they don't have a Super Bowl ring, it's usually a kind of sad story of, oh man, I can't, it sucks that they never won a Super Bowl ring.
That
when
is
you talk about Matt Stafford, it's how has he not won a Super Bowl ring? He needs to win one or else he's not, worth his weight.
Yeah. No, that's true. That's a thing that is said all the time. Like that's,
exactly.
Now, again, I'll fight anyone. We talk about wins as a QB stat. Like, I'll fight anyone on that. But rings, I think rings, that is like they are the most influential person on their team, like to making that happen. I mean, like them and the coach, I would say. But how far is that distance, Robbie?
Distance? Do you want distance or do you want time? Because in the Midwest we talk about time. So there's two very different amount of times you can go. If you take 151 north and swing through Madison, it's going to take you 5 hours and 11 minutes. However,
that's close.
If you take
that's not bad.
18 East or 90 East, it's going to take you 5 hours and 50 minutes. So it could take anywhere between 5 and 6 hours, depending on which way you go.
It's pretty close. All right. I mean, like that's.
So you're kind of in the Mecca.
So yeah, maybe I've got the best
kind of in the Mecca
everywhere. I could just go to every game.
Because exactly, you've got 4 stadiums at your disposal. You've got the Vikings, the Packers, the Bears, and the Chiefs. That's beautiful.
That is beautiful. If only I were a fan of any of those teams.
Cedar Falls, Iowa. If anyone wants, if we have any stalkers at B3T Sports, and you're obsessed with our podcast, Andy lives in Cedar Falls, Iowa. Make sure to write that down. It's a homey little town. You're gonna love it.
You better be careful. I'm gonna fucking put your address as the return address on this jersey.
Well, hey, I'm not talking addresses. Everyone knows I live in Chicago. Come find me. Come find me in Chicago.
So let's. What do we got here? The Falcons finally won a game. They beat the Giants.
Yeah, good for them. Yeah,
the Chiefs.
Listen, like we do mostly. I just want to talk highlights. I don't want to talk every single game. Obviously, the Ravens are the most important team, so they should get the most spotlight of last week's games. I don't want to talk about the Falcons finally won a game.
That's the whole thing.
The Chiefs lost. That's a big
2
one.
in a row. Also, Andy Reid left that game in an ambulance. Did you hear that?
I know it was a fake.
Well, he said he felt ill. Like, I don't know what we just lost. Can somebody get me out of here? Throw this cheeseburger in the trash and take me on the stretcher.
Yeah, one too many steaks and he just had some heartburn. He's fine. He's gonna be fine.
But that was interesting. Yeah, the no look. See, Mahomes, I don't know what it is. I wrote about this in my 10-team parlay article. I did not take the Chiefs. They play the Eagles this week, and I didn't take them in my parlay. I think they'll beat the Eagles without a doubt. I'm not concerned about them long term, even though they're 1-2. But something has felt funky while watching them play. Am I crazy? Like, did you see highlights from this game at all? Because I actually didn't see, I actually haven't watched any highlights from this game, and I keep meaning to because everyone keeps talking about the no-look interception, which is hilarious. Yeah, but
I fucking love it because he's such a tool sometimes. Patrick Mahomes is such a fucking tool sometimes, and he did it in the Ravens game too. He's like trying to extend the play, and he tries to
like watch the no-look interception.
He's getting tackled, and
because it wasn't like it wasn't like he no-looked and threw straight to a dude. He hit his dude on the hands, and it got tipped, and then it got caught. So then it got intercepted. So he still hit his.
Wait, so it was a good pass?
I thought it was a good pass. I mean, I don't think it was the best pass. Like, it could have been better. It was a little tall, but I mean, it wasn't like it was straight to a defender. I know.
That's
right?
not even that fun. I thought it was a no look straight to a defender or something, because that's fucking
That would have been funny, but that's not what I've seen.
Damn. Okay. Well, I need to watch the highlights for that game.
The Bears look absolutely just disgusting. The Bears are
I actually watched that game with my friend who starts with a G, who just
he's
called
a Bears
me.
Fan, right?
He is a Bears fan. He's a huge
still
Bears fan. We're in Chicago, so we had 2 TVs set up, one for the Ravens, one for the Bears. The Bears are disgusting,
and it's not even.
It's disgusting.
It's not even the players' fault. It's Matt Nagy. They need to fire Matt Nagy. He's on this. He's approaching Adam Gase levels of
he's
bad.
So bad.
I'm not even kidding.
He's so bad. He's so bad. And guess what he does, which is hilarious? He does these ads in Chicago for McDonald's. And he's got the McDonald's hat and the McDonald's polo. I swear to God, I'll send you a picture.
So funny.
It's fucking hilarious.
Dude, you should. If you put it up, we'll put it on the pod. That'd be super funny.
Yes. I'll send it to you. But they literally have these commercials in Chicago during, I swear to God, they play them during Bears games. And he's just at McDonald's headquarters, let's go, team. We're going to get some hamburgers. We're going to get some fries. This is going to be good. God. And you're just oh my God, this is poetic, because you're going to be out of a job working there halfway through the season. He is a terrible head coach. He can't make up his mind. And at this point, I think it's so bad, I think he's actually trying to get fired. The Bears had 1 net yard of passing on Sunday. And that's it's so bad.
Justin Fields, this is not what you want.
Their O-line is terrible.
Their O-line is terrible.
It's not Justin Fields.
No, it's not his fault.
He gets literally half a second to throw the ball.
So I understand when he was like, we promised Andy Dalton the job. And I'll say this, people are like, oh, this is a win now business. I understand that you got to win like as many games as you can. But I also want to point out, you can't just promise free agents things and then pull out of them, because you will have a hard time signing free agents in the future. Your word does mean something in this industry. Now,
your word is as strong as oak. It needs to be as strong as oak.
So I don't have any problem with them starting Andy Dalton. And I'm not here to say that Justin Fields isn't ready to start, because what I just saw is not an indictment on him and his skill. It's just a total show of Matt Nagy's inability to prepare. If they came into this game with an Andy Dalton game plan for Justin Fields, that was a huge mistake. Justin Fields' ability to move the pocket and to move outside of the pocket and make plays on the run is his strong suit. It was in college. It will be in the NFL. Now, if he's going to sabotage his team like this, he doesn't just need to be fired. He needs to be fined, because I think it's deliberate sabotage. I am not kidding. It is insane.
He needs to be fined.
Insane.
I love it.
It's insane that he thinks that he can get away with this, because we won't stand for it.
He needs to be fined. He needs to actually work at McDonald's. Like, I'm not even joking. It's not even that he gets to be fired and then he gets to look
community
for like another position in the NFL. Yeah, like the NFL needs to do something with McDonald's, has to have some partnership with McDonald's. And when they fire him, part of it is you now can't look for work anywhere else except
you got to wear the
McDonald's.
giant purple grimace costume.
You actually have to work. It's like a non-compete, but
no more
for
coaching.
McDonald's. It's like, more coaching, and you actually are barred from any job except for McDonald's.
Would you watch a show where Gordon Ramsay is judging food cooked by Adam Gase and Matt Nagy, and they're having a grill off? That'd be so funny.
Absolutely. That'd be hilarious. I just want to see Gordon Ramsay yell at those two fucking knuckleheads.
Oh my God. Okay. Steelers are bad.
Steelers are bad, and Big Ben is
Big
old.
Ben is worse than old.
Dude, there's that video of him like tossing it to his receiver, and he's just falling on the ground.
Turf monster.
Dead fish.
Juju left the game, and I know Deontay Johnson didn't play. It was just Claypool, and Najee Harris had 19 targets. That won't happen again. And if that... Here's the thing. Najee is a good running back. Like, and I highlighted this a couple of times. He's not generational like Saquon, but I mean, he is a good running back. That offensive line is terrible. They can't get it done on the ground. They can't move anybody. Their plan was going to be a passing attack like last year, but Big Ben does not have it. They're going to have to go with the Dwayne Haskins experience.
Falling apart. He's literally falling apart like a zombie. Yeah. Like, like when the zombies are like their limbs are falling off and their eyes are falling off, like that's Big Ben, dude. Like he's literally like his body's falling apart.
I saw a funny video that it was interesting. I don't blame Big Ben, and I'll tell you why I don't blame Big Ben. Because they offered him $15 million to come back this year. Yeah, I'd fucking take that too. I don't care if I still had it or not. Like,
why not?
That's the coaching staff has to go, okay, Ben doesn't have it anymore. We got to take care of this. And if they're not willing to do that, well, then they deserve to lose the $15 million in the season.
It's so obvious, and this is, as a Ravens fan, so beautiful. Like, I actually am loving how bad the Steelers are, but you would think that knowing that Big Ben is literally disintegrating in front of people's eyes, like he's literally like regressing very hardcore, you would think that they would make moves to have his replacement so that, they could learn. I mean, Big Ben is one of the oldest. He's got 2 rings. Like, he's a good quarterback.
Yeah. He used to have
you would think they would have someone. You would think that they would have someone under him to like apprentice him to, for his backup. Who's it going to be? Mason Crosby?
No, it's you mean Mason Rudolph? I don't actually know if he's. I think.
I mean,
I was like, that'd be bizarre. Can you imagine they give him a call and they're like, we need Mason Crosby. We'll trade you anything in the world for him.
Jesus Christ. No, not Mason Crosby.
I think Rudolph. Mason Rudolph is still there. But Dwayne Haskins, they signed him in the offseason. I mean, I think he is the 2 on that roster. And
okay, never mind.
I don't fucking know. I
welcome Dwayne as a Ravens fan.
They do have a good defense
onto the starting spot.
They've got great defensive talent. When Watt is in there, it is an elite defense. It's hard to be
Bud Dupree.
Yeah, no, but it's hard to be an elite defense though when you're on the field constantly. It's just what it is.
Bud Dupree? Is Bud Dupree
but
good? Andrew, is Bud Dupree good? Is Bud Dupree a good player? Andrew? Is the Steelers defense really that good? fuck the Steelers defense, fuck Bud Dupree, fuck TJ Watt. They're not good. I don't care about them. They're going to be trash. No, they're going to be trash. No.
I have to know, is that like legitimate? You think those are bad players? Or are you just, is that the Ravens fan? Because that's a very, I want to hear the.
Sometimes I can't separate the logic between the fandom, Andrew. What's wrong with that?
But as bad as the Steelers are, the Jets are worse. The Jets look awful.
Jets are
they got beat like 27-0 by the Broncos.
Yep.
That's all I have to say about that.
Good for the Broncos, undefeated.
Broncos are undefeated.
Beating. Look, they play the teams that the schedule allows, and
that's the thing. Like,
so good for the
because that's Panthers are also 3-0, but like we have played the Jets, we've played the Texans, and then who did we play in week 2? Oh, the Saints. We beat the Saints, but I mean I don't know how good the Saints are.
That's good. Famous Jameis.
Okay, the Dolphins. They took the Raiders to the edge. They still lost, but the Raiders won it in overtime again. Nail biter.
That was a good game.
Raiders
that was a good game, and you know what? I'm going to say yes because they beat the Ravens. They also beat the Ravens, so it also makes me feel good that they went, and beat us in overtime. Listen, Derek Carr, he's going to be MVP this year. I think it's kind of a no-brainer.
He had a run that one year before he broke his leg. He was in the running for MVP. Same year Mariota was. Here is my question to you: that division is right now leading the division are the Broncos. And I believe the Raiders, are they both 3-0? So yes. They're leading. And then second, 2-1 are the Chargers. And then 1 and 2 are the Chiefs. Who is the best team in that division?
Crazy. Best team in that division
is the Chiefs. And is it close, do you think?
I think it is close because the Chiefs' defense is very bad. Yeah. So the Chiefs do have issues, and I'm not going to say that they're going to stroll into the playoffs and stroll into the AFC Championship like they have done for the past 3 years. But they need to work on their defense. I'm going to say the Chiefs and the Chargers are the 2 best teams in that division. The Raiders, I know they're 3-0. Right. It really just comes down to, is Carr going to consistently put up these numbers week to week? Then they become a threat. Then I can see them taking the division because the Chargers have their issues. Justin Herbert's kind of hot or cold sometimes. Chargers defense sucks, and the Broncos are the Broncos, and they're going to lose to the Ravens this week.
Yeah, they are going to lose to the Ravens this week. Did you see the odds for that game?
No, but do we want to do week 4 odds?
No, we definitely will because we got to do it for the contest. There's a couple more things I wanted to hit on here just because they're funny for me. Matthew Stafford is looking fucking good. No, he is. Seriously, have you?
Dude, he just look. They're a good team. They were a good team with golf. They were a good team.
One year they were a good team. Other years they were fine.
Last year they were good. They beat the Buccaneers last year with golf.
Sure. They stomped the Buccaneers this year with Stafford. I don't know what you're. I'm just saying he's not.
I'm telling you what I'm. Look, you want to know what I'm getting at? I'm getting at that Stafford isn't this huge upgrade that people are talking about, and he's not some amazing quarterback that is going to take the Rams to the Super Bowl. That's what I'm saying. I will die on that hill.
Sure, you can die. I could die on a lot of hills saying that a specific team's not going to go to the Super Bowl. That's not a hard bet to make.
But we did make a bet. We did make a bet, and it was Matthew Stafford. He has 1 playoff win in his entire career. I don't even
think it's a win. It's not a win. I think he's got a playoff appearance. I don't know if he's got a win, actually. Robbie might know.
Lions have not won a playoff game since 1991.
Yeah, so he has not won one. He has only
here's
the thing. So this is where I think our wires got crossed because we've talked about how this bet doesn't make sense. So you're saying that the bet was he won't win more playoff games, which would make more sense talking about this because then it would be he just has to win 1 playoff game. But when we were talking before, I thought it would be interesting because I thought something was up with the way we worded it. Because if they had a bye week, I wanted to know if that counts because we talked about making it further in the playoffs than he's ever made it before, which
no, it wasn't
right. So he has just to win 1 playoff game for him to be better than he's ever been with the Lions.
Yes.
Right. So now
I guess that is
yes. So they have to win a playoff game. Now
they're not going to win a playoff game. I thought it was 2 playoff games. I thought it was 2. I'm a little nervous. I'm a little nervous with I'm a little nervous with one.
He's on pace. Would you like to know his 17 game pace for his stats currently? Just out of curiosity.
Yes.
So
I don't.
Yeah, you do.
I don't.
Because we got to do it.
Don't.
Matthew Stafford is on pace for 51 touchdowns, passing touchdowns.
So dumb. This is so dumb. I hate this segment. What is?
He's on pace for 17, 5,338 passing yards, and technically,
and how much is this? Is Cooper Kupp?
Cooper Kupp has been
his little boy
Cooper
toy.
Kupp has been his breakfast date. It's a lot. He has 5 touchdowns to Cooper Kupp this year. Cooper Kupp is going insane. I don't know. I'm very, very excited for this Rams team. I think that they could very well be Super Bowl contenders. But
all right, chill out.
Okay. Anyway,
I need to look up the bet because I don't think it was one.
I'm almost certain it was he does better. But we go.
I'm backing out.
No, that's not how that works.
Sorry.
Anyway, Packers are good. Eagles stink. Let's move on to. I want to talk about my 10-team parlay from last week, and then we can move into what I have for this week, and we make our picks.
Just tell me you got at least above 5 out of 10 picks.
Nope, I got 5 out of 10. Although I did win one of the parlays.
That is so.
It is
bad. That is so disgustingly bad. It's exactly average.
It's actually. I think it's worse than average because I think I'd have to look and see how many underdogs I took for the thing. But so for week 3, the free win bet, I won that. I hit 3 for 3. I was only 1 for 3 on the wishful thinker and 1 for 3 on the idiot. The whole thing was 5 out of 10. I made like part of the money back from that first parlay, but it doesn't make it all up. On the season though, I'm 8 for 9 on picks for the free bet, and I'm 2 for 3 on those parlays. So I've won 2 of those 3. I have not won a single wishful thinker, idiot, or whole shebang parlay because obviously I haven't hit high numbers here. But I'm 4 for 9 on my wishful thinker picks. I'm 4 for 9 on the idiot picks, and I'm 16 for 30 on the whole season. So, and that's just for money lines and for the 10-team parlay. It's not for like our pick'em game.
Now, what would you say to faithful 10-team parlay people that put their faith in you week to week? What would you tell them to not let them lose faith and continue riding out with your picks the rest of the season?
I'm glad you asked, and it's trust the process. The process is sound. I'm telling you, this is just it's a slump, and it is what it is. But I got you this week because I got. Let's see here. I got the Bengals beating Jacksonville. I have tonight. I have Washington, Atlanta, over 47 points. I have.
Wait, you're including overs and unders now.
Over-unders will make the list. Because sometimes it's just too good to pass up.
Okay, I mean it's still a 10-team parlay, so I'm not going to knock it.
Well, technically it's an 11-team parlay if you count both of those teams. I have Detroit over Chicago. I have the Panthers over the Cowboys.
No.
Now, why is that?
No CMC. I'll be honest, I haven't watched really a single Panthers game. I gave up watching the Thursday night game last week. But I'm just going to say no CMC for you guys. No first-round pick. Go Cox Horn for you guys.
That's true. All true.
I'm just going to say Cowboys. They look good.
Yeah, I actually think the Cowboys look good, but I've said that for like 3 years now, and I've been burned by it every fucking time. So I've learned to keep my mouth.
You guys are due for a loss, though.
Yes and no. Do you know, technically over the 3-game span, the Panthers defense is on pace to be the greatest run defense historically ever in the NFL?
Take your fandom aside and tell me why the Panthers are going to be the Cowboys.
I had to do that too. I had to do that when I was making the bet. The reason I think that the Panthers are going to beat the Cowboys is just the way that I've seen the Cowboys play and the way that I've seen the Panthers play. I feel like the Panthers control the ball a little bit more the Cowboys are really explosively good, but I'm really just putting faith into the Panthers defense, the way they've played. Not only that, the value of the bet was there. So it's not just, oh, I think the Panthers are going to win. I think the Panthers have a good enough like chance to win that it justifies adding the little boost to the parlay, right? Because there are teams in here when I look to build this thing out where it's, okay, the Bills are going to beat Houston. Is it worth putting a minus 1,100 money line like into the parlay? Probably not. It really doesn't help a whole lot. And it's like, and if something goes horribly wrong, like say Josh Allen's arm gets torn off and they happen to lose, like it would just, I only want value in the parlay. So I got Titans beating the Jets. I'm just saying.
Well, that's kind of the whole point of the 10-team parlay. I really wouldn't pick which one's better and which one's worse.
Sure.
I would just say 10 teams. If you get 10 teams, even if they're heavy favorites like the Bills over the Texans, I'd still count.
Right. Of course it would count as a win, but I mean, like if I'm taking all super heavy favorites and I'm putting $5 down to win maybe $60, I mean, the odds of that happening are so low anyway. I mean, the added odds of adding teams is like, I might as well just go for the matchups I actually think are there with the value. But Titans over the Jets, that's a gimme. I have the Colts over the Dolphins. The Colts have hurt me before. I tell you what, the Colts have hurt me before. But here's the benefit.
Is Johnny Walks going to be okay with this? Have you told Johnny Walks this yet?
However, the Colts, if they were favored in this game, I don't think I would have taken them. The Dolphins are favored. So it's adding
Colts are bad.
I think the Colts might be bad. But we'll see. Like I said, I got the Washington Atlanta over. Now here's where things get. This is where I'm an idiot because this is where this falls apart. I have the Cardinals over the Rams, and I have the Seahawks. I have the Seahawks over the 49ers.
Fine with that.
I have Green Bay over Pittsburgh, which that's
nothing crazy.
And
then I agree with that. I agree with everything.
And then I've got the Bucks over New England.
Yeah,
$5. $5 to pay out. Yeah,
is that it? Oh my God, that's gonna
$5.
Oh my God, that's gonna
$5 to pay out $2,500.
I'm sorry, what'd you just say?
$5 to pay out $2,500. Actually, a little over that. $2,548.62.
$2,500. I don't like how you say that. $2,500.
I mean, it's accurate. $2,500.
Yeah, that sounds weird off the tongue. $2,500. Why don't you say $2,500? $2,500. That sounds so fucking weird.
Well, it is what it is.
That sounds fucking weird.
I can't do anything for you.
$2,500. $2,500. Okay.
Anyway,
all right. Fuck it. Let's go.
Okay. So I was gonna chat about like I know you play fantasy, but you don't play DFS, do you?
I do not. I play the crypto game.
Did you see
That's what I do.
Did you see the DFS graphic I made?
Yes.
Oh yeah, did you? Thank you for liking.
Is it with the chalkboard? Wait. Okay. Well, yes, I did see it late last night.
Pretty nice.
I forgot to respond. You did ask for things, and you know what? I did see it, and I was like, "Damn it! I just don't feel like going down a rabbit hole of design." It's too cluttered, Andrew.
It is, and
it's too cluttered. You got to do something about it. I look at it. It makes me want to off myself.
The thing when I look at it, because we're not going to get into the design aspect of it on the pod, but when I look at it, it's got all the info. DFS is hard because it's like all names and dollar signs, and to have that presented cleanly while you like give lists of people, I think is kind of difficult. I haven't decided how I'm going to do it yet, but I do want to say that just really quick, if you are playing DFS this weekend, I really think you should stack these three players, whether it's Stafford, Cooper Kupp, and Tyler Higbee, or it's Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, and Dawson Knox. Those should be your core for every DFS team going forward for this week, because you get doubled up on the points when your wide receiver catches a pass from the same quarterback that you've got on your team.
Oh, really?
I'm just saying, like, you get 6 points for Stafford, right? And then you get 6 points for Kupp or whatever. So like it gives you a high ceiling. Obviously, if the Rams do poorly in general, then it sucks for you. But they play the Cardinals this week, so I'm very, very confident that it's going to be a shootout.
White space is not your enemy. That's all I'm going to say from a design.
Of course,
aspect.
It's not your
white
enemy.
Space is not your
there's
enemy.
I need space in general. Listen, anyway, here's the thing. We're going to move on to the pick'em game.
Who's winning?
You are still winning. I had a very good week last week, though. It is.
But who's winning? Are we going to put the scoreboard?
We can put the scoreboard up. I'm going to make a graphic. I'm going to make a graphic for this as well this week. It is. You have 21, correct?
That's the bet bazooka. That's the bet bazooka. The recoil on this one is the recoil on the bazookas is crazy.
Let me tell you how many points you're winning by.
No.
You're winning by 1 point, 21-20. All right, and now we got to go and make
bet bazooka.
By the way, we haven't decided what are the stakes on this. We keep saying we'll.
Well, let's get
the
back
stakes
to
are steaks, steak dinners.
Sloppy steaks. Just pour some water on the steaks. Some sloppy steaks. Boy, right. Slick back hair. Sloppy steaks.
So the first game of the week, obviously, we got ourselves Jacksonville versus the Bengals. The Bengals are 7-point favorites. Who you got?
That's I hate that spread. I'm going to go with the Bengals.
I'm also going the Bengals.
I don't like it, though. I don't feel confident in that pick, but I'm going to go with the Bengals.
I wasn't that.
But how about this? Do you think Chase gets another touchdown tonight?
Yeah, I do.
He's averaging 1 touchdown a game.
Yeah, I think he gets another touchdown tonight.
All right.
Okay, Washington, Atlanta. Washington.
Would you bet your nutsack on that bet? For $1 million. Here's the bet. Okay. Jamar Chase gets a touchdown tonight, and you have to give up one of your testicles.
Like in surgery, or is it like, am I awake?
Okay. In surgery. No. It's surgery. So it's done by a professional. You would lose one of your testicles. You still get the other one for reproductive purposes. If he does get a touchdown, you get $1 million. You bet that. No.
Do I have to pay for the surgery? It's free? No. Yeah, I bet that.
The ball bet. Oh baby. Okay. Well, that was a real contract. So I wish you luck.
Yeah, you say that until it happens, and I'm like, "Had like my $1 million, please." And you're like, I don't know.
No, I'm not the one giving you $1 million, and I'm not the one cutting your ball sack off. This is for our parent company, the parent company of our. Let's just say NBC owns B3T Sports, and this is coming from the head. This is coming from the head down.
The Washington football team, they are favored by a single point against Atlanta. Who you got?
Atlanta.
I'm also taking Atlanta. Oh, fuck.
Wait. Oh, yeah, the winner.
Well, not the winner, the one who's in the lead, I believe. Because I won last week, but you're still in the lead. Right.
That's the winner,
right.
Andrew.
Okay. Houston, Buffalo. You're gonna love this. Oh my God, it's moved a point. Holy shit. Okay. Houston plays Buffalo. Buffalo are 17-point favorites.
I'm taking the Texans. That's a no fucking brainer. In fact, that should have been part of your 10-team parlay.
I think I'm gonna take Buffalo.
All right, Andrew. The other nutsack.
No, that I'm not betting.
Okay.
Chicago plays Detroit. They are 3-point favorites. Who you got?
I'm going to take the Lions.
I am also taking the Lions. Carolina plays the Cowboys. Cowboys are 4-point favorites.
Yeah, I'll take the Cowboys.
Okay, I'm going to take the Panthers. Ian and Andy. Okay. The Colts play the Dolphins. The Dolphins are 2-point favorites.
Give me the Dolphins. The Colts are trash.
I'm going to take the Colts.
You're welcome, Johnny Walks. Shout out Johnny Walks, B3T Sports blogger. Johnny Walks, that one was for you. Don't say I don't do anything.
The Browns are favored against the Minnesota Vikings by 2 points. Who you got?
The Vikings are a weird fucking team, dude. They are a weird fucking team.
They just beat the Seahawks.
I'm going to take the Vikings. Fuck the Browns.
Okay, I'm going to take the Browns.
The Browns aren't good, by
You're
the
an
way.
idiot.
They're like not good. They didn't look good against the Bears.
They scored 26 points. What are you talking about? And had 9 sacks. You're an idiot.
You didn't watch that game if you thought the Browns looked good against
I think
the Bears.
that I was so distracted by how bad the Bears looked that I don't think it mattered. I honestly, if you told me, I'm not even kidding. If you told me that game looked like the Browns didn't look that great because they were fucking around and having just a good time, not taking it too seriously, I would believe you. There's so many games in the NFL like where that would happen and somebody would say, oh, they're just fucking around, they're not taking it seriously. I'd say you're an idiot. That's not the way. These are professional athletes. That game, they could have been fucking around the entire time, and I'd be
they're like, hey, let's actually not try to kill Justin Fields.
No, seriously, cool I think like that 100%. The Giants play the Saints. Saints are 7-point favorites.
Give me the Giants.
I think I'm gonna take the Saints. Next up, we have the Titans play the Jets. The Titans are only 6.5-point favorites.
Give me the Titans.
I'm also going to take the Titans.
Now, this is without A.J. Brown and Julio Jones?
Yes, correct. To me, though, I don't think...
Sucks to suck.
I don't think it's going to matter all that much. I think the Titans are going to... The Titans are going to get a lead, and then they're just going to like grind the clock with Henry.
Okay, other nutsack bet. Wilson throws at least one touchdown. I mean, not Zach one touchdown, Wilson? One interception.
Oh.
Zach Wilson throws one
for
interception.
For $1 million or my nutsack?
Yep, at least one interception.
I would not take that bet, only because I don't think the Tennessee defense is really that good. And I think...
So you feel pretty confident about Jamar Chase?
I'm fairly confident about Jamar Chase. I just think that Burrow likes him a lot, and it's prime time tonight. And the Jacksonville Jaguars are so bad. Like, they are terrible. So
they're bad.
All right, Kansas City, 7-point favorites against Philly.
I will take the Chiefs.
I am also going to take the Chiefs for both. Now, the Rams are favored against the Cardinals by 3.5 points.
Give me the Rams.
Okay, I'm taking the Cardinals.
I know it's in your 10-team parlay, and I still don't hate it, but I want the Rams.
That's one of those games. I think the Rams are better, but I think in such a high-scoring game that could just be whoever has the ball last, which to me, that just feels way more 50-50 than it does what the odds give you. You know what I mean? Just
right.
Okay, Seattle, they play San Fran. And San Francisco's 2.5-point favorites.
Give me Seattle.
Yep, we're both going Seattle. I don't know if the 49ers are good. But
I don't either.
Now, here is my favorite one. The Denver Broncos are favored by 1 point against Baltimore.
That's hilarious. Give me the Ravens.
I will also take the Ravens.
Hammer the Ravens. Put your 401 5K. 401 420K in the Ravens.
So
for the Ravens.
Packers
on the Ravens. At the Ravens.
I purposely
around the Ravens.
I avoided that game completely for the 10-team parlay. I did not want to touch that.
More prepositions.
6.5
under the Ravens.
6.5-point favorites are Green Bay to Pittsburgh.
Give me Green Bay, baby.
Pittsburgh is bad.
Bad.
The Bucks are 6.5-point favorites over.
Give me the Bucks. I want Tom's homecoming to be a slaughter fest in New England. I want him to bring out the fucking chainsaw, go over to Robert Kraft's little tiny dinger that gets sucked on by little Filipino women and just cut it off, because I respect women
and Tom Brady.
And Tom Brady, and Robert Kraft is a dirty little pedo that gets dirty massages. pedo means underage. I don't know if they're underage.
I don't know if I don't know. I don't think that we should be spreading.
Robbie, can you explain what pedo means?
We lost Robbie.
I saw, yes, it's a bit, Andrew. Obviously, I see Robbie no longer on the screen.
I don't know what you see and what you don't pay attention to.
Defining what pedophilia is and if that means underage or you can be a pedo if you don't care about underage women.
The Chargers
and you are just a creep.
Are 3.5-point favorites against the Raiders.
Give me the Raiders. I want to see how far this car train can drive. I like that. How far this car can go. Give me the Raiders. I want to see how far this car can go. Road trip time. Get in, losers. We're going shopping for touchdowns. Derek Carr.
All right, that's it. That's the whole thing. I think we're done. I took the Chargers, by the way.
Clever grapefruit. Yeah. Clever thing to make you say, wait, Andrew, hold on, stop. Do you know what my favorite, speaking of road trips in the car, do you know what my favorite road trip snack is to snack on while on a road trip?
What's that?
It's combos, pepperoni.
I actually don't like combos.
Grapefruit.
Combos
are all right.
Fucking him at the same time.
Every time I come around your city, bling bling. Every time I come around your city, bling bling. Every time I come around your city, bling bling. Every time I come around your city, bling bling. Every time I come around your city, bling bling. Every time I come around your city, bling bling.
Valentino Summers and Wave Runners. Chains on my niggas like slave runners. Drug dealers anonymous. Valentino Summers and Wave Runners. Chains on my niggas like slave runners. Drug dealers anonymous. How many Madonnas can that Mazda fit? My brick talk is more than obvious. It's ominous. Garage is the phantom. Ghouls, ghosts, and goblins. Blonde mohawk the collection. I'm Dennis Rodman.
No better feeling would he ever get than being grapefruited. No better feeling would he ever get than
every time I come around your city, bling